Guys, it's Mr. Valentin, and today we're going to do a passage study on No Speak English. So I'm going to the part where it says up, 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 and when you choose a passage, it may be a paragraph depending on the length. It might be two. In this instance, I've chosen three. So I'm going from up, up, up to ham and eggs anymore. And this is kind of taking a look at what we did with sentence studies, but kind of stretching it out and really seeing what the author has fully completed. So here we go. Up, up, up the stairs she went with the baby boy in a blue blanket, the man carrying her suitcases, her lavender hat boxes, a dozen boxes of satin high heels, and we didn't see her. Somebody said because she's too fat, somebody because of the 3 flights of stairs, but I believe she doesn't come out because she is afraid to speak English. Maybe this is so since she only knows 8 words. She knows to say, he not here, for when the landlord comes, no speak English if anybody else comes, and holy smokes. I don't know where she learned this, but I heard her say it one time, and it surprised me. My father says when he came to this country, he ate ham and eggs for 3 months. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ham and eggs. That was the only word he knew. He doesn't eat ham and eggs anymore. So, what I start to notice early on is there's a little bit more lyricism in this passage on Mango Street. What we see is that very opening up, up, up the stairs she went. Now, normally you would only need to say it once. You only need to say up the stairs she went. But it's up, up, up because she never comes back down. There's a sense that she's up, 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 almost into the heavens, almost to somewhere where you can't reach her anymore. So we want to start thinking about repetition, but we want to start thinking about what it can do, right? It's yes for emphasis, but it also might be able to help with visuals. And speaking of visuals, there is a lot of different types of language being tossed here, almost like a tongue twister. Baby boy in a blue blanket, right? So we see that alliteration, which kind of plays with the up, up, up. There's a sense everything is kind of accelerating higher. Lots of visuals noticed in that first little paragraph. Her lavender hat boxes, a dozen boxes of satin high heels. And then it ends with, then we didn't see her, which isn't a complete thought, right? It ends in a sentence fragment. In fact, many of the sentences here continue with this fragmented beginning. Somebody said because she's too fat. Somebody because of the 3 flights of stairs. But I believe she doesn't come out because she's afraid to speak English. And maybe this is so since she only knows 8 words. The entire thing is a sentence fragment and a run-on at the same time. There's not enough in the sentence to structurally make sense. So what I want you to think about is if we're going to write a passage with repetition, we're going to write a passage with alliteration, I want you to think about what makes something an incomplete sentence. Somebody said because she's too fat. What makes that an incomplete sentence? Start playing with that, right? And use it as a repetition. Somebody said because she's too fat. Somebody because of the 3 flights of stairs. And you have to wonder, why at this moment does the author default into fragmented language, into sentences that don't make sense? And maybe, just maybe, it's because we're talking about a person who doesn't speak English. And so the author embodies that in Esperanza's language as well. We see a list with a colon, which is very complicated and we don't see very often in writing. She knows to say, colon, he not here. No speak English. Holy smokes. Notice language starts doing something different here. It's used as italics. Why? Maybe because it's not her language. Maybe because Mamacita is trying to figure out what she can and can't say. It's really truly bizarre. And the language that she has, holy smokes, like why did she learn? It surprises Esperanza too. I don't know where she learned this, but I heard her say it one time and it surprised me. The last moment. My father says when he came to this country, he ate ham and eggs for 3 months, right? And we see ham and eggs all kind of condensed together as if it was one word, almost as if it was a portmanteau, but not quite. Once she starts talking about her father, notice what happens to the language. Again, it breaks into fragments. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ham and eggs. That was the only word he knew. And then it ends with a very short, complete sentence. He doesn't eat ham and eggs anymore. So the big things that we take away from this passage: one, repetition. But two, we want to start thinking about who are you describing? Let's pick somebody to describe and how they act. And how do you embody that language? In this instance, the language is embodied for fragmented English because the speaker doesn't speak English. But if you were to describe a teacher or a parent or a friend, how might your words and syntax change because of what they say? Lastly, we want to think about using a list with a colon, and we want to think about imagery to enhance the visuals of the entire scene.